Okay, good evening to all. How about do you view this slide now? Oh, do you view this slide? Now I'll share this.
Yes, sir, we can see.
Yes, sir, you can see.
Right, okay. Yeah, now the time near to 7:30, right? Okay. Yeah, 7:31. Now I'll start this today's sessions. Last sessions, we discussed the personality test, right? I think you remember. And another two slides we have to discuss. Therefore, I wish to discuss these two slides. That means under the personality test. And after I wish to move into chapter 8. Yeah. Okay, last week, and that means last sessions actually, right? We discussed the personality, right? Different types of personalities, types of personalities can be identified, meaning, right? And like these things we discussed, and last we are discussed the types of personality test. Okay, objective personality and projective behavioral assessment. These three also we discussed, covered. And another ethical consideration, right? Ethical considerations in personality testing. When we are involved with the personality testing, we have to concern about the ethics, all right? And yeah, ethical considerations have to be considered. Ethical, under the ethical consideration, the informed consent. Participants should be fully informed about the nature and also the purpose of the test. We have to clearly inform this one, right? Actually, we are not involved like publish like this data, right? The personality testing can be especially concerned about the confidentiality levels also, right? Test results should be kept private and not shared without consent. And non-discrimination. Test results shouldn't be used to unfairly discriminate against the individual. Like according to test, some students earn higher mark. No need to use this to criticize another students, right? As example, X students earn more marks for this according to this personality testing, right? Student X and another assume Y students earn lower marks. Now, actually, we can't compare like this. The reason is that personality testing, using personality testing method, we can't say 100% test it. All right, but we have to measure, right? There is no reliable personality testing method in the world, right? Anyone can argue this is perfectly correct. No, perfectly correct. One, we can't identify the personality testing. It's not easy task, right? These things last sessions also we discussed. This results shouldn't be used unfairly discriminate against individuals based on their personality traits, especially in hiring or other decision-making process. Another one, cultural sensitivity. Personality tests should be culturally appropriate and account for the cultural differences in the behavior and response style, right? When concerned about like a dress code, also differ now according to the culture, right? Sometimes if you compare with your own culture and another culture, if you allocate like lower marks for the students by considering your culture related one is better, it's not good, right? Therefore, we have to concern about the cultural sensitivity also. These are the ethical considerations in personality testing. Okay, right. I'll give a few minutes for you. You can write some important points. And also, if you have any issues or doubt, you can ask. Right, okay. And now I think you all are done this part. The slides also I'll share the last session. The reason is that personality testing we start last session. Right. The last point. Now I'll moving to last point of the personality test. The criticisms and also the limitation of personality test. Yeah. Under the personality test, we discuss this is not easy task, right? This very difficult one, right? But we have to use this testing, right? Uh, Personality score, that means we wish to measure their level of personality because as a teacher, if you can identify their, that means your students' personality level, it is better to conduct lectures for the, your, sometimes your teaching method also have to be changed according to their personality behavior. They means students' personality behavior. Therefore, we are involved with measuring the personality, right? But we can see some limitations. There is no argument, right? And criticisms also can be identified because we can't say this is perfectly correct method, right? The types of testing we discussed, right? Like this objective personality test, projective behavioral assessment like this, but as we can see some criticisms. The one, okay, subjectivity. The first one, subjectivity. That means, especially in projective test, the result can be highly subjective and they are not accurately reflect an individual true personality. Yeah, true personality. Accurately reflect. No, we can't say this perfectly correct one, right? Accurate level also can be identified. Some issues. Therefore, some argued this personality testing is wrong, like this. Now, the social desirability biases. Social desirability. Participant may answer in ways that are socially accepted rather than honest, reflecting their true feelings. Yeah, when we are asked like questions to measure the personally, actually they present their own view. No, sometimes they conform with the social or according to their culture. If they accept, right, and they give these answers, but sometimes these are not honest answers, right? Another one, oversimplifications. Personality is complex, multidimensional, and some tests may not capture the full scope of an individual traits and behavior. Not capture, we can't capture full scope of the traits and also the behavior. Students' traits, students' behavior, we can capture 100%. No, right? Another one, the cultural biases. Some cases may be biased towards certain cultural norms, making them less applicable in diverse populations. Yeah, according to the cultural biases, some are called this is good and another one bad. How? According to their culture, right? Some cultural situations can be accepted and other culture reject, right? That means we can see like the cultural biases. So these are the criticisms and also the limitations of personality testing. Okay, you can write some important points based on this. And after I'll move into a new chapter. New chapter means chapter 8. Right, okay. Now I think you all are done this part. Yeah. Now I'll share the new chapter, right? Let's stop share and I'll just share the chapter 8. Right, okay. I think you view this new one, right? New one means the new slides. How about do you view this one? Chapter 8, organizing score now, right? Okay, now. Yeah, hello. Do you view this new one, new slide I
Yes, sir.
shared?
Yes, sir, we can
Organizing
see.
test score.
We can see, sir.
Right, okay. According to your syllabus, we have to cover the few chapters. Now, first 7 chapters are done, right? That are these functions and of the uh, evaluations. Now, the objectives for measuring learning outcomes, planning achievement test, right? And test construction, measure of intelligence, aptitude test, and also lastly, we discussed by now covered personality test. Okay, today we are moving to new chapter, right? Organizing test score, right? This is the new chapter, chapter 8, right? When concerned sorry, about the organizations, organizing test score, what is the purpose? The test score should be organized. Why? Right? Especially it is needed for teachers, for the administrative staff, and the students, because it helps assess performance, right? It helps assess performance and identify trends. When we are making a decision based on data, right? Make data-driven decisions, organizing test for useful, right? That means please think about the normally this is one of the example here, right? Last one, the red color one, mention what? Given below are marks obtained for research subject by postgraduate degree level student. There are 25 one students and earn 10 marks, 48, 39, 42, like 40, 42, again 28. How about these data organized or not? According to your knowledge, okay, can you say this example here, 25 students, normally they earn marks for the subject research, right? There are 25 students. One student earn 10 marks, another students 45. Altogether, there are 25 students can be identified. Okay. Now, when concerned about this data, we organizing or not? These are organizing data or not? Sorry.
No.
Sorry?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Actually, these data should be organized, right? So firstly, we should understand, right? why we want to organize this data. Ending point I'll moving to, right? These are organized data. The example, assume according to this example, these are the information now 10, 48, 39 like this. And after we organize this data like this, 10 to 19, there are 2 students, 20, 29, 3 students. How about these data organized or not? Organizing or not?
Organized.
Organizing. Why we have to organizing this data? The reason is that we can identify for the obtained marks like a greater than 40 or less than 19, who are the like highest marks earning students, how many students, right? Like these things. They now, if you're concerned about like a raw data, at initially, these are the raw data. Okay, raw data. We have to organize, right? Why we are organized? Very clearly mentioned like this. These are the purpose of organizing test score. It help assess performance, identify trend, make data driven decision. When we are making a decision based on the data, organizing test score needed. Goal: effectively organize and interpret test score to make the data useful for improving learning outcome. Yeah. Interpret test score to make the data useful for improving learning outcomes. These are the purpose and also the goal of organizing test score, right? You can write some important point, and also if you have any issues or doubt, please ask, right? When concerned about this chapter, we discuss how we can organize data improperly. As a teacher, please think about you have like a term test for the students. Normally, you all are done this part, right? But we should know about why we want to compute like this and what are the ways or methods can be used. Normally, you got the marks and obtain like a total marks, summation of all the subjects, and compute average marks and grading, like these things you are done, right? Under the educational measurement, we should learn or the study up to some level this part also, right? Please underline it helps assess performance, identify trends, and make data-driven decision. Right, okay. How about by now, do you receive your assignment or not yet? Normally release your assignment or not yet?
We got the assignment, sir.
Yes, sir, we got.
All right, okay. Right now, I think you all are done this part. Very often in the learning teaching process, score obtained through various assessment processes are utilized to measure student progress based on score. This score, the ability to, why we are organizing test score, because of reveal the level of students' achievement. We can identify their level of students' achievement. Another, evaluate students individually as well as in a group. Yeah, normally we can give like the individual exam and also like a group assignment, right? Teamwork based testing. We can evaluate students, especially individually and also team or the group. Prepare various reports regarding students and exhibit same. Yeah, normally we have to prepare like a report when concerned about the grade 5 or grade 10 students, right? And also we can make a comparison also. Last year, normally student pass rate like this, and this year like this. Without organizing test score, we can't do this one, right? Therefore, when we are preparing some reports, we should organize in test score also. Another, compare progress made by students at different subjects. Yeah, we can compare now for the different subjects, like some are called, when concerned about the mathematics subject, their mark is low, right? And compare with like language related subjects, Sinhala or something, right? They earn more marks. How we can say? We can compare. Firstly, we should organize in score, right? And after we can make a comparison. Identify and prepare remedial learning opportunities for the students. Yeah, please think about some students, like most of the students are weak for like this area. And we can allocate like learning opportunities for them, right? Normally, if we think about like English subject, most of the students were failed in rural area, right? We can give like a seminar or a workshop by focusing this subject, right? If they mostly passed, we are not concerned to a seminar or arranging a workshop like this. But how we can identify the students are strong or the weak level? Firstly, we should organize in test score. Inform the principal as well as sectional head regarding the students' progress. Yeah, we have to inform about these students' progress level. They achieve like expected level or not. How we can measure? It can be measured progress in score, right? Discuss the level of students' achievement with parents. Yeah, normally when we are held some parent meetings also, right? you know about this parent participation for this especially learning approach. It is very important. Not only the parents. Today we are discuss about the community participation needed, right? That means some are considered we have to build the relationship among with the students and also teacher. No, right? We have to build the relationships with community and also parental participations also needed, right? Therefore, sometimes we have the like parents meetings within a school, right? Discuss the level of students' achievement with their parents. How? We have to organizing their marks or not. Definitely, we have to organizing marks. Now, the teacher to make a self-assessment regarding students' progress. Normally, when we are assess the students' progress, we have to organize the marks. The teacher make a self-assessment regarding one's teaching progress. Yeah. When concerned about assume the teaching, especially teachers' progress also can be measured. Last year, right? Example, last year ordinary level students when concerned about like English subject are 60 percentage marks. Normally 60 percentage of the students were passed with like distinction level, assume 60 percentage completed, right? Or the pass, I think pass. That means on the other hand, we can say 40 percentage were failed. Now, when moving to this year, right? 24 can be identified 60 percentage pass. And 25 assume 70 percentage pass. That means how about teaching process when concerned about the achievement. Okay, now 10 percentage graded compare with last year. All right. Okay. Teacher to make a self assessment regarding one's teaching process. And we can consider like assume on the another angle. Last year 60 percentage of the students were passed, and this year 50 percentage were passed. That means 50 failure. Under this situation, you can use your teaching process, right? And you have to change your teaching, especially method, right? Sometimes you can use like a teacher center method or the student center approach, self-learning approach or the teamwork approach. Various methods can be used now. And you can use this one and effective or not. Now, they measure the amount of efficiency of the various testing instruments prepared to measure the progress of the students will be possible. Progress of the students. All right, based on these organizing test score, we can achieve like this target, no? Target or the ability to do like these things, right? You can write some important point based on this slide also. Yeah. Okay. The next point. To extract some meaning from original unorganized data, mark obtain students. Yeah, normally obtain student marks, like example given. The best way is to form a distribution of score. We have to identify the distribution of a score. A simple way of forming a distribution of score in order of magnitude. Arranging score to form a distribution means listing them sequentially from highest to lower. Highest to lower are the descending order or lower to highest. This is yeah, it should be ascending, huh? Ascending order. Ninth mention, and it should be ignored, right? Yeah, that means when we organize in a data, we can organize it how? According to the ascending order or like a descending order, right? Ascending order, descending. And in practically, we are using one frequency distribution method, right? The distribution of score form a distribution of score needed to extract some meaning from original unorganized data. By now, we got the marks like this. The example here, given below are the marks obtained for like a subject, mentioned research subject, by 25 first graduate degree level students. Okay, marks identified. How? The best way is to form a distribution score. And after we can interpret it. Now we can make a decision. Please write this point to this point. Huh? I think it is better. And underline distribution of score. Normally we can arrange in score how? Ascending order or the descending order. To arrange this data, we are using like a frequency distribution. Okay. All right, I'll wish to discuss this part. By now, you can mention some important point. The example given, extract some meaning from original unorganized data. Original, like these are unorganized data. Like using this raw data, assume there are 400 students within a class, right? 400 students marks can be identified like this. How? It will maybe easy to make a decision without organizing. No, we can't. That means it's very difficult to make a decision. If you organize like a marks, it will maybe easy to make a decisions and also easy to make interpretation. Therefore, we should organize in data. Okay, right. Yeah, now I think you completed this part. That means unorganized data is not better to evaluate. the level of a student. Therefore, we have to organize in this data, right? We can organize like using various methods, right? Ascending or descending, right? Various methods can be used. Okay, now I think you all are done this one. Next, the frequency distribution. I'll say to you the distribution of score. Normally, we are use what? Frequency distribution. Okay. To organize data, highly use frequency distribution. All right. Now, I wish to discuss today this part, right? Frequency distribution. And basic things also I wish to cover. The reason is that somehow don't know the basic things, right? Therefore, I wish to discuss the principles or the fundamental things also. Therefore, some computation when you are facing your final exam, right, under the educational measurements evaluation subjects, we allocate like the computation related questions also, right? Within last 2-3 sessions, we highly focus this area. Right. Now, the raw data. How about when concerned about like this 10, 40, 39, 42, 40, like these are raw data or not? These are example for raw data or not? Hello?
It's raw data.
Raw
Yeah.
data.
These are the example for the raw data. Raw data are collected data which hasn't been organized. We hasn't been organized numerically. We know we can organize it how? Like ascending or descending order. This should be ascending, ascending order or the descending order, right? But the raw data, yeah, not organized. Yeah. Arrays, the second one. Arrays means one. What? An array is an arrangement of raw numerical data in ascending or descending order of magnitude. Right. How we can arrange it? This is the example for the about data. Right now, when concerned about like this data, right? 10, 40, 39, 42, like these are the data now. Data sorted in ascending order. Firstly 10, 18, 20. How about this data? Array. That means now we ordered according to the ascending order. Okay. The second one, we are involved with what? Array. Now arrays. Arrays means what? Array is arrangement of raw numerical data in ascending order, descending order. The frequency means what? Now we discuss frequency distribution. Okay, frequency. The number of units associated with each value of the variable is called frequency of that value. The number of units associated with each value. The frequency can be identified like this. Now, according to this example, how the class here now, 10 to 19. There are 2 students, what? 10, 18 marks, now 10 and 18. And 20 to 29, 20, 21, 28. Okay, there are 3 here, 3. How? This is like a frequency now, frequency. That means the number of units associated with each value of variable is called frequency of that value. Okay, frequency distributions. Right. I think these are very important, right? Like theoretically. Therefore, please write these three things: meaning of raw data, arrays, and frequency. Okay, how about can you understand the meaning of raw data, arrays, and frequency?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Right. This one also I'll share within your chat box. Huh? How about do you received it? I think you can got it. PDF one, chapter 8 related one, I'll share within your
Yes.
chat box. Okay. Right. Right. Next point. What is frequency distribution? The frequency distribution means a systematic presentation of the value taken the variable together with corresponding frequencies is called the frequency distribution of the variable. If a data is provided with its frequency in a table, right? Yeah. If a data, okay, if a data is provided with its frequency, especially with its frequency within the table, it is known as frequency distribution. A frequency distribution refers to data classified on the basis of some variable that can be measured, like price, marks, weight, age, number of unit produced, varies. Now, there are two major groups of it as follows. Actually, the frequency distributions can be prepared ungrouped frequency distribution, another one called what? Group frequency distribution. Okay, group frequency distribution. This yellow colored one, if a data is provided to distribution and there are two major groups, one ungrouped frequency distribution and another one called group frequency distribution. Please write these few points. Huh? Right, okay. What is the meaning of ungrouped frequency distribution? There are two now. The one called ungrouped frequency distribution, another one called group frequency distribution. Now I think when like present it using a table, easy to understand for you. When concerned about this ungrouped frequency distribution, like this, the example one, okay, like a number of MX in a box and the frequency like this, 6, 9, 10, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, like this, okay. This is the example for ungrouped frequency distribution example. And now, next I'll present like a group frequency distribution. Group frequency distribution means like this. Okay, because this is one is wrong, right? One wrong means the mark obtained. It's mentioned what 0 to 10. It's a 0 to 10. Now there is a issue here. This is wrong. This is mentioned 1 to 10. Okay, 1 to 10 correct now according to this data. 1 to 10, 11, 21, 31. But here 11, 21 and also 31, this is wrong. Therefore, I'll share this is wrong. But this is correct. This is the example for what? Group frequency distribution or ungrouped frequency distribution. When concerned about this one,
Group description, sir.
group. Now, very clear the because of 1 to 10. Okay. 11 to 20. 21 to 30. Right. This is called group frequency distribution. And this one, now only 47, there are 6. 48, there are 9. 49, 10, like this. Okay. Ungrouped frequency distribution data which were provided separately one by one. Okay. Separately one by one, discrete, along with its frequency, like such as in the following table, which is described as ungrouped frequency distribution. Data which were provided separately one by one, along with its frequency, called ungrouped data. The examples also given like this. Okay, please write this point to this point and underline separately one by one along with its frequency. Like the examples, I think when focusing the example, easy to understand, right? There is no mention like a group. The 47 to, sorry, 40 to 39, or like, sorry, like a 40 to 49 and 50 to 59. Not like this now. If they mention like this should be group. But according to this one, only 47, 48, 49. What? One by one. Discrete, like a counting number. And the frequency also separately mentioned, like this. This is called ungrouped frequency distribution. Okay. The next one, what is the second one? First one, ungrouped frequency distribution, and second one, yeah, group frequency distribution. Yeah, when concerned about the group frequency distribution, if a frequency is presented with the group data in a table, they are called group distribution. A tabular, like a table, okay, arrangement of data by classes together with the corresponding class frequencies. Corresponding class frequencies. The example can be identified like this. Mark obtained for the students 1 to 10, there are 2, and 11 to 27, 21 to 30, 10, all together. How much? 130 students can be identified. and prepare this frequency distribution as a group. Okay, right. Please write this point to this one and underline group data in table. Group data in table. Right. Okay. Next point. Now I'm moving to discuss about basic things. When we preparing frequency distributions, and also actually this will may be useful to discuss about the data presentations also, right? These fundamental things are very important to discuss next two chapters also, right? Next two chapters means now we are in the chapter 8, okay? Chapter 8, right? Okay, organizing tests for interpretation data through graph and also measure of central tendency. When concerned about these two chapters, these basic things needed. But therefore, and when preparing like a frequency distributions also, we have to discuss these key elements, right? Like the meaning of class interval, the first one, right? And the limit of class, center value, right? This, and also mid of a class size, width. These things we have to discuss because of when concerned about chapter 9 and 10 also this knowledge essential. Okay, right. Actually, by now we discussed the meaning of organizing test for the objectives, the purpose, and also the goal, and also when involved with organizing test for, we have to prepare distribution frequency, and it can be arranged like ascending or the descending order. And after we discuss the meaning of raw data, arrays, and also the frequency. Now we discuss the meaning of frequency distribution. Now, if a data is provided with its frequency within a table known as frequency distribution. There are two types of frequency distributions, the one called ungrouped frequency and another one called group frequency. Now we studied ungrouped frequency distribution means and also the group frequency distribution. Following are some frequently used terms and their clarification in Group frequency distribution. Okay. Group frequency distribution. The first one, class interval. Class interval. Group of data presented is called a class. Yeah. When concerned about this one, mark obtained means class. Okay, 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30. Like these are called what? Class. Okay, class. Right. Group of data presented is called the class. There are two types of classes. What are these two? The one called closed class. Another one called open class. Okay, closed class and open class. If a group is limited from both ends, it is a class interval. What is this? Both end means this is one now, starting one, right? Okay, this is called lower class one, right? One, and another one 10, 1 to 10, another 11 to 20, 21 to 30. These are called closed class interval. Closed class interval. And moving to last one, what is 51 and more? 51 and more means what? Open class. This is the example for open class. Open class means one starting moment, okay, close, but the ending or the starting moment, we can see open. Okay, this is called open class. If a group is limited from both end, it is called what? Closed class interval. Both end means one is ending point, another 10 also ending point. Okay, 11 and 20. It's very clear, limited from both end. It is called normally closed class. If it is limited only from one end, it is called as open class. When concerned about the last one, 51. 51 means what? Limited only from one end. Another one not limited now. 51 and more. That means it will maybe 52, 53, 100, 1000, 10,000 like this. This is example for the open class interval. Okay. How about can you understand the closed class and also the open class?
Yes, sir, understood, sir.
Okay, right. You can write some important point with the example. This is like a simple summary, right? This is important for your final exam, right? These things. The reason is that when concerned about your assignment, mostly focus first chapters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Like these chapters highly focus. But when concerned about your final paper, computations part also can be identified, right? Like educational measurement related subject, normally we have to keep one computation, right? It's normally near 25, 30 weight, right? Therefore, these when we are involved with the computation, these things very important, right? And also, if you have any issues or doubt, please ask. How about you all are done this part?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. The next one, the class interval, and the second one. Right. What the first one? Clearly mentioned class interval. The second one, limit of classes, limits. We can identify the limits. Not activated like this way. Got it. Okay, the second one, limit of classes. We can identify there are two. Now this is divided into two parts as class limits and also class boundaries, right? Some are called the class limits and class boundaries. The presented value of a class are called class limit. These are nominated as lower class limit and upper class limit. Now, when concerned about like this one, 11, 21, 31, 41, what is these are called lower class limit, lower class one. Another 20, 30, 40, 50, like these are all what? Upper class limit. There are two limits can be identified. The one called upper class limits and another one called what is lower class limit, right? Further, more than class limit, limits which are built for calculations are named as class boundary. True theoretical limits. Following steps should be taken to calculate class limits. Okay, there are two limits here. One lower class limit and another one called upper class limit. Right. Based on this slide also, you can write some important point. How about Philip? Chaturani, can you understand the meaning of lower class limits and upper class limit?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Okay, right. These are the basic things. The reason is that if you don't know the meaning of class and also the class limits and class width and class boundaries, very difficult to discuss central of measurements. And also the measurement of dispersion, like the last two chapters. Therefore, I'll discuss these basic things of the statistics, special, right? Okay, now I think you all are done this part. Now, firstly, we discuss about the class interval, and after we discuss limit of classes. The upper class limits. These are mentioned, but class boundaries. Okay, class boundary. When we prepare like a chart, okay, charts, we can see the differences now, like 11 to 20, and after what? 21 to 30, and 31 to 40. We can see like a gap. When preparing like a chart, we can see the gap in between this, like a 20 to 21. We can see gap. What are the gap? 20.1, 20.3, 20.6, 20.9, and after 21. But when concerned about the boundaries, there is no gap. Okay. Especially we believe 10.5 to 20.5. Now, when concerned about this one, this example, okay, if you can prepare like 10.5 to 20.5, again start 20.5 to 30.5. Let's try to get the idea. 30.5 to 40.5. Now, when concerned about this one, 20.5 to 20.5, there is no gap. But when concerned about this 20 to 21, we can see the gap. Okay, we can see the gap. When concerned about like class limits, we can identify the gaps. Using gaps, we are create table. But frequency distributions and histograms, I wish to discuss in this part in next day. We have used specially without gap. That means these rectangles should bind all together. When you bind it, we should concern about like boundaries. How we can prepare this class boundary. Furthermore, then class limits, limit which are built up for calculations are named as what? Named as class boundary. Following steps should be taken to calculate this class limit. Okay, this is the way now. The upper class limit of the lower value must be deducted from the lower class limit of current class. That means we can see the differences now 20 to 21. Therefore, we identified 21 minus 20. How much? 1. Not only this, we can identify like a 40, 41, 50 to 51. Another example, 51 to 50. Okay, the differ how much? 1. You got firstly this one. Now this is the first step. The upper class limit of the lower value must be deducted from the lower class limit of the current class interval. How about when concerned about step 1? Can you understand how to find the difference as 1? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Next point, this value must be divided by 2. Normally, at all the time. Normally, we are divided into two because of low and highest now. There are two numbers obtained. Therefore, 1 divided into 2. That means it should be half, or we can present like a decimal places 0.5. Half or 0.5. Okay. Is the second step. Second step. Now, the third step, the lower class boundary can be obtained by deducting this value from lower limit, and the higher class boundary can be obtained by adding. One called deducting, another one adding. How? Lower class boundary can be obtained by deducting this from lower limit. Lower limit. That means the value 0.5 now. We got the value as 0.5. Now I deduct it. How we can deduct? Like this. 11 here. I'll deduct 0.5. 0.5. What's the answer? It should be 10. 10.5. Okay. 10.5. Next one. 21 now. 21 deduct 0.5. How much? 20.5. Okay. 31 deduct. Now I'll discuss about this one. Now lower class boundary. Only lower class boundary. 31 deduct 0.5. Hello? 31 deduct 0.5. How much? It should be. Hello?
30.5, sir.
Yeah, 30.5. Okay. These are called lower class what? Boundary. Lower class boundary. Yeah. Deduct. And when moving to upper class boundary, this now upper class boundary, how we can compute it? Higher class boundary can be obtained by adding upper class limit. We have to add it. How? Upper class limits, these are now 20, 30, 40. Okay, 20 plus 0.5, how much? Hello, 20 plus.
20.5, sir.
Yeah, clear. It should be 20.5. Okay, 20.5. Next one, 30.5. Now 30 plus. Another one, 40.5. These are called upper class boundary. Upper class boundary. Now 20.5, 30.5, 40.5, right? Like this. And 10.5, 20.5, like this. Yeah. We can obtain class boundaries like this. Lower class boundaries and also the upper class boundaries. Okay. When compute, some are called like a lower class limit and upper class limit also like this. But it will maybe depend on the example, huh? Right? But we have to bind these rectangles when we are presenting this data. According to this situation, we have to identify like lower class boundaries and upper class boundaries. It can be computed using this step. Following steps should be taken to calculate class limit. Class limits, uppers, and also like a lower class. Yeah, right, okay. Next one. Now we discuss there are two things. the one called class interval, right? We discuss this part, class intervals. The second one, limit of class. And third one, middle value, or some are called what? Center value. Third one, middle value or the center value. How we can compute the middle value and also the center value? The value represent the middle value of a class, since this is at the center of the class. It is named as mid value. Actually, I think it is not a difficult one, right? Middle or the center value, normally we represent it. How? Using X, denoted by X, middle value, right? Yeah. Since this is at center of class, it is named as mid value and denoted by X, This obtained by dividing the summation of limit of a class. Dividing the summation of limit of a class. 1 plus 10. How? This is obtained by dividing the summation of limit of a class by 2. Or dividing the summation of two class boundaries. Both are same value. The examples can be identified. How? 1 and 10 here. 1 plus 10. Answer should be 11 now. 11 divided into 2. It should be 5.5, right? And second one, 11 plus 20. Divide 2. How much? 15.5. Now 15.5. And when concerned about 25.5 now, how we can obtain? Anyone can say 25.5? How we can compute it?
21 plus 30 divided by 2. Sir.
Yeah, clear? 21 plus 30, all together 51. 51 divided into 2, that means 25.5. Right? 31 plus 40, 71. And 71 divided into 2, 35.5. 35.5. Like, okay. Right, this is the way to compute the middle value, or some are called center value. Both are same. Middle value or center value. This is the way to compute the mid value. Okay, please write this point to this point. Normally it is denoted by X. Right, okay. Yeah, the next one, this is also one of the key terms we should study. Yeah, that means we can compute this mid value using various method, right? Like 10, and it can be presented like this. Okay. This is the fourth one, fourth key term. Width of a class. Width. Normally, we denote it by using C, right? We are using denote here width of a class. The width of a class can be calculated by deducting the lower class value by the upper class value. Also, it can be obtained by deducting the same manner. This is very important. What? When we compute the width of a class, normally we have to use these class boundaries, right? Not like a class interval. That means it should be bind. Some are called class limit, okay. But you should identify there is no gap when concerned about this one, 10 to 11. We can identify the gap in between 10 and 11. 20 to 21, we can identify the gaps. But when concerned about this one, there is no gap. End in one 10.5 and start 10.5. This is 20.5 and start again 20.5. When compute the width of a class, we are using like this limit. Okay. This is very important. If they normally provide like class interval, okay, with gap, we have to identify these class boundaries. Okay. And after we can find width of a class. Width of a class can be computed 10.5 minus 0.5. 10 now. Next 20.5 minus 10.5. Right? 10. The width of a class can be computed like this. Please write this point to this point. The examples also write only one or two. Okay. And after I'll explain the very, very important point. What is the following step must be followed when preparing frequency distribution, right? Using raw data. These are the steps we have to follow. I'll discuss these steps one by one. Firstly, please write this one. This one means lastly, we discuss width of the class. Right, okay. Now we discuss especially fundamental things when preparing like frequency distribution, histograms, right? And also like computing mean mode, uh, and also standard deviation and variance. These basic things that means we should got this idea regarding these key terms. Therefore, I'll discuss the meaning of class interval, limit of a class and class boundary, middle value or the center value, and also width of a class. Now we are ready to discuss about frequency distribution. Okay. Now I start to compute what frequency distribution table to prepare frequency distribution table. The following step must be followed when preparing frequency distribution. The raw data must be listed in an ascending or descending order. Is the first step. Okay. First step, what? Raw data must be listed in an ascending or descending order. Right. Firstly, please write this example, right? Not this one. Actually, all the examples like given this one, and you should remove this part. Huh? Actually, it is not this one and this one. Yeah. Now, please write this one. I'll give 2-3 minutes. Example, right? Huh? Given below are the marks obtained for research subject by 25 postgraduate degree level students. Actually, I think, yeah. This one should be removed. This part. Huh? Please give 1 minute. I'll ascending order, descending orders I'll mention. Right. Please give 1 minute. Yeah. This should be ascending order. 9 next. Okay, now please write this example. Given below are the marks obtained for research subject by 25 postgraduate degree level students. Okay, degree level students. 110, 48, 39, 42, like this. Prepare the questions given, prepare frequency distribution which has only 5 classes using this data. Please write this example. This is needed. And after I wish to discuss these steps one by one using this example, because I'll say to you, please try to complete. That means write the example. Ten, 48, 39, okay, 18 and 56. How much? There are 25 students now. Postgraduate degree level. How? Okay. Completed. Questions. Prepare frequency distribution which has only 5 classes, and you have to prepare the frequency distribution. 10, 48, 39. Now, how about Philip? Completed?
Yes, sir, completed.
Okay, right. Next. Now, please write first step. That means when preparing the frequency distribution, okay, frequency distribution, very clearly mention step 1. Now, please write only this one. No need write step 2, 3. Raw data must be listed in an ascending or descending order. Okay, step 1, please write this one. Raw data must be listed in an ascending or descending order. That means data should be short. Ascending or descending order.
Sir, can you go back slide, sir, for the previous slide, sir?
Previous slide, like this one.
Yes, sir. Give me a 1 minute, sir.
Okay. With all the students, write this example. Based on this example, I wish to discuss how to prepare frequency distribution with step by step. Ten, 48, and 39, 42, 40, 42 again. Okay, 28, 18, 56, 40, 20, 45, 48, right, like this.
Okay, sir. Now you can change the slide, sir.
Now, okay, right? Yeah. Next, please write the first step. Step 1. Raw data must be listed in an ascending or descending order. Step 1, and after write this one. Step 1. No need to write step 2, 3. You write only step 1. Raw data must be listed in an ascending or descending order. Right. How? Step 1, you write Now, yeah, based on this example, now we can sort according to the ascending order. Okay. Ascending order means what? Lower to highest. Now, lower to highest. How we can write? The firstly, 10 now. Hit 10. Next one. But the lowest one? 18 here. 18. Okay. And next one. 10, 18, and 20 now. 20. Now, please write down 10, 18, 20. Okay. Lowest one 10 now. You have to order in lowest one to highest one. When you ordered it, please cut like this. 10, this one lowest one now. 18 and 20. Now we write, and next one, what is the next lowest one? Lowest number? Hello? Yeah, okay. 21, correct. 21. And write 21. Yeah, correct. Now, what is the next one?
28.
28, correct. I'll keep 28. Okay. Next one?
30.
31.
30 or 31?
31.
31. Sorry.
Correct. 31. I'll keep 31. Next one?
32.
32 now.
Yeah.
32. Okay. Next one?
39.
38.
39
39.
now. Okay, wait. I
Yes.
think there
Third
is
one. Third one.
38 mentioned. There is no 38 now.
39. Sir.
Now there is a doubt here. Now, yeah, only 39 now. But it will maybe impact. Right. 39. Okay, it's okay. 39, correct. 39. Next one?
40.
40. Okay, 40. Right. This mentioned 40 two times now. 40, 40
Yeah.
now.
Mm.
Again 40. Correct. Next one?
41.
41. Yeah, correct. 41. Next one? 40.
42.
42 two times here now.
2 times. Yeah.
42. Yeah, there are two times. 42, 40. Next one? 40.
45.
5 two times.
2
now.
times.
5,
2
40,
times.
45. And what is next one?
47.
47 here now. Yeah.
Yeah.
47 here, but it is not included. 47 should be added. Yeah, 47. Right. 47 here. Another 48 now.
Yeah. 48.
One
2
48.
times. 2 times. Sir.
48 two times now. 48. Yeah, this one also 48. Yeah. Next.
49.
Sorry.
49.
49.
9 now.
The third line.
Sorry,
Third line.
49 here.
Third line, sir.
Yeah.
Last one before last.
49, no? 49. 49 and 50 how much? 2 now.
2 times.
50 here.
2 times.
Okay. And next
52.
52.
52 now. 52 here. Correct. Another one 56 now.
56.
56.
Six.
And how about there is no
50.
57 now.
58 two times.
58 two times. Yeah. 58. This should be 58. Okay. Right. 58 two times. Right. Okay. Now when concerned about the data set, right? Data sorted in ascending order. Okay. When preparing this order, it should be, there is no 38. 38 and we have to add 47. Okay. Right. Now, data, I think you all are sorted in ascending order. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Actually, when I share the slide, please, you should rewrite again, excluding 48 and 47 add and 48. Okay. Now, can you understand?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Now, the second step. What is the second step? Step 2. The range of raw data must be calculated by deducting lowest value from highest value of them. Okay, please write step 2, second step. Step 2. The range of raw data must be calculated by deducting the lowest value from the highest value of them. Okay, this is the second step. Right, okay. I think you write the second step. The range of raw data must be calculated by deducting lowest value from highest value. Now, how we can compute the range? How much? The range should be range of raw data. What is the highest value? According to this example, it should be
58.
58.
58. Yeah, okay. What is the lowest one?
10.
10.
Lowest one, 10. Okay, 58 minus 10. The range can be identified how much? 48.
8.
Okay. Next step. The third step. The width of a class can be calculated by dividing the range. Dividing the range by desired number of class. Okay, next please write the step 3. Step 3. Now we compute the range. How? 58 minus 10. 58 minus 10, 48. The third step, the width of a class can be calculated by dividing the range by desired number of class. Please write the third step. Okay, I think you third step also right now completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, well. The third step called very clearly mentioned the width of a class can be calculated by dividing the range by desired number of class. We find the range. Range should be 48. Whereas the place mentioned number of class required. This one, no? Number of classes. Only 5 classes. According to the example, very clearly mentioned. Only 5 classes using this data. Okay. Now, number of class required, it should be how much?
5.
5. Clearly mentioned, now 5. Now, the width of a class can be computed 48 divide 5. 48 divide 5, how much? 9.6.
9.6.
Okay, 9.6 and mention how like this 9.6. It is not like a equal sign. Normally mention like this. This means what? Okay, actually it's I'll draw it like this. This is equal sign. Okay, this is doesn't equal symbol. And this is what? If you mention like this is called approximately equal. 9.6 approximately equal to 10. Okay. Therefore, we can identify the class width as 10. Okay, class width like a 10. Now we prepared it classes 10 to 19. 10 to 19 means the class width can be computed how? 9.5 to 19.5. Huh? This is 19.5 to 29.5. That means class width should be 10. Okay. It is approximately 10. 9.6 approximately equal to 10. Width of a class also please find 48 divide 5. How about can you understand how to compute the width of a class?
Sir, can you tell this is 9.5 to 19.5? Like,
Sorry, 9.6 now.
yeah, 9.6 to 19 point.
This one. Yeah, 9.5 to 19.5 means do you remember class, lower class limit and upper class boundaries and lower class boundaries? Hello, I'll explain to you. Do you remember like this? Class boundary
Okay, sir. Okay.
10.5.
Yeah.
This is 11 here. Okay, can understand?
Yeah, sir, got it.
Okay, this is the way now, right? Actually, I'll explain these principal things previously because you are facing some issues. But I think now easy to understand. Okay, right now you got the point.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, right. The class with 10. Sometimes if you try to compute 19 minus 10, 9. 9 means wrong. Right? 19.5 minus 9.5 means 10. Class with, okay, correct. Now I'm moving to step 4. Right? Step 4, after preparing classes according to the required width, enter the data through a tally row and complete frequency distribution. Okay, complete frequency distribution. Fourth step, please write fourth step. Now we have few, I got another 2-3 minutes. Huh? After preparing class according to required width, enter data through a telemarks. The following point also must be taken into consideration. Yeah, when following the above steps, it must be prepare fair number of classes so it's easy to control. Class must be sufficient, include all raw data. Class must be prepared, enter raw data only once. It must be taken maximum effort to prepare class in equal width, right? Okay, these are like a fulfillment requirement, basic requirement we have to consider when preparing the frequency distribution. This is for your additional reading. Step 4, how completed? After preparing classes classes according to the required width, enter data through a tally row and complete the frequency distribution. Right. This is the way now. Now we trying to complete these classes. Start 10 now. This is 10. Normally, we can write 10 to 19 and 20, 29, 30, 39, 40, 49, and 50, 59. How much? Now, the required class, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, required class 5 now. Therefore, this is 1 now. First 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, you have to write the class. And after telemarks, how we can use? 10, 18. Is cut 10 and 18. How much? Only 2 telemarks. Now, according to this ascending order, we have to change something, right? What? 20 to 29. Okay, 20, 21, 28. It's okay. Now, 3. Telemarks, this is correct. This is also correct. Next one, 31, 32, and 39. How much? This should be, telemark should be 4, 3.
3.
It should be 3, yeah? Okay, it should be 3. I'll erase this one. And it should be mentioned, the frequency also how 3. Okay. Next one, 40 to 49, how much? 40 to
7.
49. 1, 2, 3,
7.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it should be 11 now. Hello.
11, sir.
47 also include now. Hello.
Yes, sir.
It should be 11 now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. It should be 11. Okay, it should be 11. 47 also should include, right? 40, 2 here, 40, and 41, 42, 42, 45, 45, 47 also include. 48, 48, and 49. It should be 11. Last one, how about 50, 50, 52, 56, 57, not 58, 58. Okay, now. Yeah. How much? 50 to 59, it should be 6. Okay. Hello?
Yes, sir. 6.
6, right. Okay, now when concerned about what the summation of frequency column, it should be 2 plus, 3 plus, 3 plus 11 plus 6. All together, how much? 25. This should be 25. That means, okay, now the example include only 25 now, 25 postgraduate degree level students, right? Now 25. Okay, normally this is called what? Frequency distribution. Class here, tally marks and frequency included. Okay, this is the way to prepare the frequency distribution. And after, we can interpret it. This should be 3 and 11, no? Please, it should be 3 and also 11. Okay, 3 and 11. 3 and 11. Yeah, there are 6 students with over 50. Given concern about like 50 marks. Yeah, now correct. And there are 2 students with below 19. We can interpret like this now. There are 16 students who have score over 40. Over 40 marks, not 16. That means it should be 17. 17 students who have score over 40 marks. That means we can interpret, right? Interpret the result. Actually, there are 2 numbers should be changed. 2 numbers should be changed, and I'll explain it when I compute. Okay, and recording also here. Please, especially 38 include now this number, and also 47 should add. Okay. Right now we discuss the chapter 8 also, right? Chapter 8 completed, and next, that means I think according to your timetable, tomorrow also we have the class now,
Yes, sir.
right? And tomorrow I wish to discuss about interpretation data through graph. Okay, if you have any issues or doubt, you can ask. Hello? Philip, how about, can you understand today's
Yes,
session?
understood.
Right. Okay. Right. Now I'll wind up this today's session. Right. I wish to wind up the today's session, and I wish to discuss another new chapter tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for your participation. All.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Okay. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Okay.